few years ago, I had the chance to swim between two tectonic plates in Iceland, the place where the North American and the Eurasian plates are literally drifting apart. It's one of the only places on Earth where you can do this. The water there is part glacial melt, part geological miracle. It's wicked cold and almost unbelievably clear. It is world-renowned for having nearly 100-meter visibility, providing some of the clearest water on Earth. And I loved it. There was something surreal about the idea of swimming between two worlds. On one side, one continent, and on the other, another. And in between, me, suspended in freezing, crystal clear water. The cold wasn't subtle. It was immediately demanding of your full attention. There was no drifting into thought, no mental fog. The environment forced presence. You had to be there, completely. And what struck me was how far you could see. Underwater, you could see further than almost anywhere else I've been. Rock formations stretching out like alien landscapes, light cutting through in sharp, clean lines. It was both amazing and slightly nerve-wracking, because clarity like that does something strange. It removes the hiding places. There's nowhere for uncertainty to blur into the background. That experience has stayed with me, and recently I came across a quote that immediately pulled me back to that moment. It says, "When you are used to swimming through mud, clear water can make you nervous." Let me say that one more time. When you are used to swimming through mud, clear water can make you nervous. At first, it sounds poetic, but the more I thought about that moment in Iceland, the more it stopped feeling like a metaphor and started feeling like a description of something very real. Because most of us, at some point, learn to function in muddy water. Not literally, but emotionally, mentally, socially. We get used to environments where things are unclear, where outcomes are uncertain, where signals are mixed, and over time we adapt. We learn how to move without seeing too far ahead. We develop instincts for navigating confusion. And strangely, that adaptation can feel like safety, because muddy water has its advantages. It hides things, it softens the edges, it reduces accountability for what you can't quite see. It lets you say, I didn't know, or it wasn't clear, or that's just how things are. But then something changes. You stepped into clarity, a healthier environment, a better opportunity, a more stable relationship, a calmer season of life. And instead of immediate relief, there's often a bit of discomfort. Because clear water doesn't just show you the world, it shows you everything in it, including you. Your direction, your choices, your responsibility in a way that mud never required you to face directly. That's why clarity can feel nerve-wracking at first. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's unfamiliar. In Iceland, that feeling was physical. The cold made everything sharper. My breath, my movement, my awareness of time, it was all very heightened. And there was no drifting. And I remember thinking, this is beautiful, but it is also intense in a way I'm not used to. And that's the parallel. When people move from chaotic environments into stable ones, or from uncertainty to clarity, they often experience a strange tension. They might question it, distrust it, even try to return to what feels familiar, even if it was harder, because the nervous system doesn't immediately celebrate better. It recognizes known. So part of growth is learning to stay in the clear water long enough for your system to adjust. To realize that discomfort isn't always a warning sign. It can be a recalibration. That nervousness doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means something is finally different, possibly right. And if you stay there, something shifts. The same clarity that once felt exposing starts to feel empowering. You begin to see further, not just outward, but inward too. You stop guessing so much. You stop bracing for hidden impact. You start moving with intention instead of reaction. What I learned in that freezing water between tectonic plates is that clarity isn't just about visibility. It's about honesty. It doesn't let you swim blindly anymore. It asks you to be present. In fact, it demands it. So maybe the real question isn't whether you prefer mud or clear water. It's whether we can tolerate the discomfort of clarity long enough to realize it isn't something to fear. Because once your eyes have adjusted, clear water doesn't make you nervous anymore. It becomes the only place you can finally see far enough to know where you are going.